Okay, so much to unpack here from Denver. And as Daniel and I have said, from an emotional standpoint, we can't even quite get to where we're probably supposed to be at this point, which is that Eli Tomac's out and Chase Sexton is going to be the Monster Energy Supercross champ. So let's welcome in our statistician, Clinton Fowler. And maybe Fowler's facts can, just from a numbers perspective, show us where we really are. And where we are is with Honda going to finally win a 450 title. It has been way, way, way longer than most people probably think, Clinton.
Well said, Weege. And I'll tell you, what an emotional weekend, obviously, with Eli going down. But yeah, the Carmichael curse is going to come to an end. 18 years that Honda hasn't won a title since 2004. And Chase Sexton's going to be that guy. Pretty amazing. The longest running winless, champless streak, if you will, in the making. The previous one, guys, 17 years, was with Suzuki from 1982 to 1998. Mark Barnett, Kent Howerton had won both of the Supercross and Pro Motocross championships, and it ended with Greg Albertine, the three-time world champion, coming over and getting his first title here in the States. Pretty amazing. Daniel, I was realizing I was 5 years old when Barnett and Howerton won. I used to ride a JR50, a Suzuki JR50, but I was wondering, were you even born yet, or Daniel?
I was born in 82, Clinton. I appreciate your thinking I'm younger than I am, but I was born in 82. But my question to you is, Honda, this curse, this long run, I feel like they've had a lot of attempts at it, a lot of good riders that maybe had a shot at it. Give me the list. Give me the numbers. I mean, who made an attempt and came up short?
Man, there has been a lot of Honda riders from 2005 until now that have attempted to end the Carmichael curse. The one that sticks out, I mean, there's like 10 or 11 guys, right? But the one that sticks out for me, the most recent one, Ken Roczen, 17 wins in the last 6 years prior to moving to Suzuki this year. He came so close before that infamous Arlington last turn pass that Cooper Webb put on him and then took the championship. You've got him getting second in the Pro Motocross Championship in 2019. That was Eli Tomac's third championship in a row. So there's been a lot of guys, Weege, that have attempted on the Honda to break the curse and just haven't.
Yeah, Roczen and Tomac were close in points even when we had the delay due to the pandemic in 2020, and we had that showdown with the 7 races in Salt Lake. Tomac was able to edge away from him there. I think Roczen is always the one that's first thought of as the guy that coulda, shoulda, would have done it. I'm going to go further back than that. I remember watching early the Geico Honda team, which, by the way, also got the Lawrence brothers going. They got Chase Sexton going, but it also started a run of young talent. Trey Kennard, Justin Barcia, eventually Eli Tomac on a Honda as well. Barcia won the second 450 main event he was ever in. And Kennard was very good at that time, too. I thought for sure between one of them, this youth movement for Honda was going to result in titles. And even with Tomac, it did, but for another brand on Kawasaki. So that's what sticks out to me. Honda tried the right way. The draft picks, the developing young, great talent. None of them won the title. That's what shocks me the most. So it finally does happen. Sexton starts as an amateur rider late in his amateur career with Honda, goes to the 250 class, wins some Supercross titles there, and now he's going to be a 450 champion for Honda in the way that others couldn't. But I know there's going to be some people saying, yeah, but this is with a caveat, because Tomac coulda, shoulda, woulda won this title for Yamaha. So what are you thinking when you look into the data? Is Sexton truly a deserving champion?
You know, Weege, there's no asterisks to me. You look at the first 11 rounds of the season, there's 7 races where Sexton gifted to Eli and to Cooper 35 points via mistakes he made, right? We talked about it. I talked about it for sure, about those mistakes throughout the entire beginning of the season. So I don't see an asterisk next to it. I just don't think it's there. And then to put it on top, to like really put the fine point on it, guys, in the last 4 rounds leading up to Denver, he had scored more points than Tomac. He had been the better racer. So I just don't see it as the case. And Daniel, I look at this, he's been the fastest rider all year long. He's been 13 times fastest qualifier, 6 times fastest overall in the heat, 7 times fastest in the main event. Daniel, a lot of people are commenting that this is a gift, that this is similar to the whole Austin Forkner deal in 2019, but that's just not the case.
I'm with you. You've heard the term scoreboard or ball don't lie. Well, there's no asterisks in winning a championship. If you win, you win. And I'm with you. That comparison doesn't make all the way. I know there's similarities, so there's a little bit of a feeling there with the similarities to the Faulkner injury. But Weege, I know you dove into this, and there's a big difference, I think, that can separate these two stories.
Yeah, because in 2019, look, Faulkner was cleaning everyone's clock in 250 East every week. He had won every race. He was fastest qualifier every week. He was winning all the heat races. Sexton had not even won a race in his career as a pro at all until Faulkner got hurt. Yes, Tomac was the would-be champion this year, but Sexton had proven he could go as fast, if not faster, than Tomac. He could beat him on occasional weekends. This was a much stronger campaign. And to me, I look at it like this. If you're going to say that Sexton was going to not win this year's title because he had problems and he had bad nights, then you have to acknowledge that Webb and Tomac also had problems, and that's why he wins the title. It has to cut the same both ways. In the end, they had issues. They couldn't stay healthy. He did. So to me, he's the champ. I don't really look at it that much of a debate. Obviously, hearts with Tomac. Coulda, shoulda, woulda won, but I mean, Sexton was great, and he stayed in it. But this is why we have you on the show. No matter how you feel about it emotionally, stats don't lie. And Chase Sexton will be crowned champion this weekend. Stats, ball don't lie. Stats don't lie, right?
Sometimes they don't lie, Weege.
Okay. We'll see you in Salt Lake, Clinton.
See you guys for the last one.
Okay, we're going to wrap up this episode of the show, and it will be a wrap on Monster Energy Supercross this weekend. But do not forget, this is now part of the 31-round Super Motocross World Championship. All the points count together for seeding in that. So you still want to watch these races. Now we'll have the traditional race day live. That'll start at 4:30 Eastern, coming your way from Utah on Peacock. But it is also the national championship race for Supercross Futures, and that will take place before the night show begins. That is 9:30 Eastern on Peacock. Opening ceremonies, pre-race show, and Supercross Futures. And then at 10, we'll start a traditional night show.
Hi folks, Lee Diffie from NBC Sports here. If you truly enjoyed what you just watched, you can get more news, interviews, and highlights by subscribing to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube page. You can get it all, so go for it.